Can you maybe give us an example, may not be current, where you've looked at a business, looked at an industry, and said, I think if I want to analyze this business, here are the three variables that I think are the most important. It maybe a example from past would help too.
So a business that I didn't invest in, or
It could be
Yeah.
there's something you invested in, and maybe walk us through.
Sure.
Here are the three variables I thought were most important.
Sure. No problem. I think that's a good question. So a few years back, I think this is probably going back more than 10 years, I invested in a funeral services company. So, like the gurus say, don't invest in industries with rapid change. Humans are very slow to change the way we deal with our dead. It takes, a few centuries for that to change. There's a small trend towards cremations, which you can kind of adjust for. But by and large, it's a pretty steady state situation with cremations. And so there were these two companies. They had done a major roll-up of the funeral services companies. One was Stewart Enterprises, which is based in Louisiana, and the other was Service Corp. And what they had done is they had bought a whole bunch of mom-and-pop funeral service operators, and a lot of it was bought with debt and some of it with stock. And so what ended up happening is these companies were very highly levered. And then they got so levered that they started tripping covenants on their bank debt and such. And when I looked at the companies, I think when I looked at Stewart Enterprises, it was trading at little less than $2 a share, and the cash flows that it was generating at the time were close to $1 a share. And it was fairly tight in terms of their servicing the debt and all of that, but they were still generating positive cash flow. But they had lots of assets which were not generating any cash, and they paid significant amounts for it. For example, they had bought hundreds of funeral homes in Europe, and collectively they were making no money on those, and such. So I thought that a business like that, trading at 2 times cash flows was ultra cheap, because I said, what I'll do is I'll just wait for 2 years, and then the amount we're paying for the business will just be there in cash. And what they started doing after we made the investment is they announced a sale of a large portion of the European businesses, which again was, from a cash flow point of view, has no impact, but they generated significant cash from that sale. And then they gradually were able to start to restructure some of their loans and interest rates and covenants and all of that. And in a few years, that stock was at about $8 a share. And so that's an example of, looking at something. There was another one I'd looked at. There was a steel company called IPSCO. And IPSCO had these long contracts to supply steel. And if you looked at the present cash flows and the cash flows for the next 2 years, so I think they were trading at about $90 a share. They had about $30 a share in cash, and the next 2 years of cash flows were equal to $60. And so if you just held it for 2 years, you would have the full 90 in cash, but you'd have the entire business. And it was very hard to tell after 2 years what would happen to margins and cash flows. There was high uncertainty on that front, but I really didn't care about that, because I said we'll just hold it for 2 years. And of course, we got to 2 years, they actually got the $90 in cash, and then they still had the engine running. And I think we made a 4x on that investment eventually. So there's different models and such that you can look at. But I would say the most important thing is that before you invest is you should be able to explain the thesis without a spreadsheet within 4 or 5 sentences. And typically I write down those sentences before I invest, so that if you're having a conversation with someone, you could very quickly explain, look, here's the reasons why this investment make sense.